Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. I have missed y'all. I don't think I've talked to y'all since what, Friday, right? I miss y'all. I hope that y'all are doing well. I hope that you've had a great week thus far. If you haven't, my prayer is that it gets better for you. We're manifesting better and greater for you, no matter what it is. Your dreams, goals, whether they're big goals, excuse me, big goals or little goals. I know for me, I had to start doing them in increments, little things, because sometimes you get discouraged when you have this big goal, right? And you're like, I want to do X, Y, and Z. I want to lose 50 pounds. And I did that last year. I remember I had to break it up in increments and be satisfied with 1 pound a week or 2 pounds a week or what have you. You know what I mean? Because eventually it ends up where you want to be with building the YouTube and just all of that stuff. So um, I hope that you guys, if you're feeling down about whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, it's okay to take small steps. Listen, I'm a person of faith. I believe in God. I know everybody has what they believe in. So hang on to what you believe in and go back to it. There's a scripture that says, don't despise small beginnings. For me, I take that as me. I'm not going to turn my nose up at starting small because starting small is at least the start and eventually it will build. So I'm praying for you guys and manifesting, standing in agreement with you guys for all the things that you want to do. So let's get into some things because I have really missed y'all. I have. I really missed y'all. Okay, let's get into it. I decided to come home, take a break off the road. Then I'm gonna get back out just for a little bit today. I think today is gonna be a short day. Also, the Real Housewives of New York City came out, right? So I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do with the podcast because you know it comes out twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. Right now, we're discussing Salt Lake City. That episode comes out on Fridays. The Real Housewives of Orange County. That podcast episode comes out on Tuesdays. Now we got New York came out yesterday, and I think Potomac is Sunday. So I was trying to figure out for a short period of time, am I going to do 4 episodes a week? Because before my podcast first started, I would just discuss two. So I would say, all right, I'm going to discuss New York and Salt Lake City, and that'll come out Friday. And then I'll discuss Potomac and Orange County, and that'll come out Tuesday. But I didn't really want to do that because I'm cutting down on podcast time. So my husband gave me a good idea. He was like, why don't you just do one of them on your Patreon? Because I've had people subscribe to the Patreon and then unsubscribe, which I do not blame them because it's been a minute because trying to keep up with all the platforms, right? I'm going to do New York on my Patreon. So if you're interested, it's $5 a month. I did have like different tiers, but the $5 a month tier, maybe even whatever tier people get, honestly, I'm probably just going to make it open. I think I have $2, $5, $10, what have you. Anyway, I'm just going to make it open for everyone. So those episodes will hopefully come out. The show comes out Tuesday night. So I'm going to want the Patreon episode to come out no later than Thursday. I'll let you know for sure and let you know when I post. But yes, I'm going to do the Real Housewives of New York recaps on my Patreon, patreon.com/what else is going on podcast. All right, y'all, let's get into some of these topics. First up, let's talk about rest in peace to John Amos. My daughter had text my family group chat yesterday and was like, apparently he passed away in August. And we were like, what? And I looked at it and was like, oh, I want to talk about this. But then, of course, the day got away from me. So RIP to John Amos. His son had come out and made a statement. But then also, let me pull that up. His goddaughter came out and made a statement on, and I got this from Ice Cream Convos. I'm going to show y'all um, the picture that she posted and what she had to say. Let me make this bigger. So this is, I guess, the Ice Cream Conversations, and this is his goddaughter with this picture of him and says, I will miss you. Casey will rot for this. 821, and we are just now finding out from the news. John Amos's goddaughter, hashtag Amy Goody, said his son, Casey Amos, will rot for this, right? So that's the goddaughter. She just finding out as well. Let's get into what his daughter said. She's devastated because she learned of his passing during the media. Do y'all remember this? When she played this and was missing him because she had had a hard time getting in contact with her dad because the son, KC, was taking care of him, and she alleged elder abuse. She said that his son was abusing him. So she had an official statement. Let me read this official statement. Let me take it off of share. So this is what his daughter said. I am without words. Our family has received the heartbreaking news that my dad, John Allen Amos Jr., transitioned on August 21st. We are devastated and left with many questions about how this happened 45 days ago, learning about it through the media like so many of you. This should be a time of honoring and celebrating his life, yet we are struggling to navigate the wave of emotions and uncertainties surrounding his passing. Still, there is some semblance of peace in knowing my father is finally free. My family and I deeply appreciate the outpouring of love, calls, and texts. Please continue to hold our family in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you. That was his daughter. And like I said, remember, she had accused her brother of elder abuse. It came out yesterday that his publicist said that he died at the age of 84 in August 21st. So my prayers go out to the family. We don't know what's going on. It is a little suspicious, if you will. Like, why are we just now finding out? Which is, oh, okay. I thought somebody said he was getting ready to star in a TV movie. I was like, now, wait a minute. He's not even with us. Okay. So no matter what's going on, it's just, I hope that he wasn't being abused. And if he was, like her daughter said, she knows that her father is finally free. So RIP to John Amos. And I pray that peace finds his family. And if there was anybody in his family or anywhere else abusing him, I hope they find no peace. All right, moving on. Speaking of death, Rich Homie Quan's death, the cause of death revealed. This is according to page 6. Rich Homie Quan's cause of death has been revealed nearly a month after the rapper died at his home in Atlanta. The Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office declared that Quan, whose real name was DeQuantis Devontae Lamar, died at age 33 on September 5th from a drug overdose of the combined effects of fentanyl, alprazolam, codeine, and promethazine, TMZ reported on Tuesday. The manner of death was ruled accidental, according to the autopsy report, which also noted that Quan's body showed no signs of trauma. We previously reported that the autopsy had been scheduled for September 6th, the day after Quan's death. Reps for the Star did not immediately return page 6's request for the findings. There had been speculation that Quan died from drug-related complications because of a post on X that his friend Bootsy shared at the time. Just got word at Rich Homie Quan just OD'd. The Wipe Me Down rapper 41 wrote at the time. Whew, boy, fentanyl is just dangerous. And it's easy to say people should stay away from fentanyl. You know, y'all don't telling the kids. But the almost terrifying thing is that sometimes it's something is laced with it and they don't even know. I tell my kids over and over again, I'm not naive. I was a teenager. I was in college. I was a young adult. And there were different things that I tried. Well, I never tried anything I never did anything rather other than weed, right? But I would tell them, I'm not naive like those parents that say, don't do this. Of course, we teach don't do drugs, don't do this, don't that. But I know that they also may like experiment. Like, for instance, what I always tell them, you're in class, you got a paper due. I would rather you fall asleep and fail the class than to take a pill from somebody that said, hey, this will help you stay awake. This is what I take, because you don't know what you could be taking. Don't take anything from anybody. But then we're going to talk about your time management too, though, because why isn't this paper done? Outside of that, I would rather have you alive with an F than dead because you were trying to obtain an A and took something from somebody and it was fentanyl. Same thing about drinking. I tell them, do not get in the car with anybody who's been drinking. They knew somebody in high school who, good person. No, I mean, not that has anything, but it was a teenager, of course, right? Good, doing good things in school, what have you. And he was getting ready to they had left a party and he was getting ready to get into another car. There was two cars, two friends. He was getting ready to get into another car. And his friend was drunk and would not give the keys to anybody. So the guy that my kids knew was like, you know what, I'm just going to ride with him to make sure he's straight. And they were like, no, ride with us. And he's like, no, I'm going to ride with him to make sure he's straight. He gets in the car with his friend who's drunk, thinking that he can make sure he's straight. The guy runs off the road into a tree, and the driver doesn't pass away, but the gentleman that my kids knew, he did. Had he been in the other car. But so I tell them all the time, you either wrestle the keys away from your friend, do whatever you have to do, but don't you get in the car. Call me. I have a credit card attached to the Uber. I don't care if it costs $100, or you call me and say, Mom, I don't care what time of night it is. Can you call me an Uber from where I am? Won't be no questions, won't be no yelling and screaming, because I'd rather have you alive, home alive. So it's just scary that, fentanyl is it's just everywhere. It seems like, I mean, it's just like unnecessary. It's one thing we hear people, especially young people, passing away, natural causes. And you're like, wait, what was going on in your body? Did you have an illness? Did you have whatever? But something that you feel like could have been avoided and didn't have to be. So again, thoughts and prayers again out to his family, his children who are going to grow up without a father. And y'all, we got to be safe out here. Like even adults don't need to be taking nothing from everybody. Whether you smoke weed, do whatever you do recreational drugs, you don't need to be getting them from somebody that you don't know. Like that's just, because it's just really scary out here. Moving on, something else who's scary. According to page 6, Sean Diddy Combs accused of sexually assaulting 25 minors, including a 9-year-old, in horrifying new allegations. Now, I had talked to y'all, was it Friday or the day before, about a law firm that said they were representing 50 Diddy victims and they were going to come forward, and that there was a possibility that minors, they either said a possibility or that there were minors in the lawsuit. I'm not sure. You could go back and watch that video though. But I'm thinking this is the same lawsuit. Sean Diddy Combs was accused of sexually assaulting 25 minors, including a 9-year-old, during a shocking press conference. Texas-based attorney Tony Busby announced Tuesday that he is representing 120 individuals in civil lawsuits for the horrifying allegations spanning the last 3 decades. I want to focus on the ages of these victims. When we talk about the age of these victims, when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Busby said that that Diddy's youngest victim was just 9 years old when the disgraced rapper actually assaulted them. This individual, who was 9 years old at the time, was taken to an audition in New York City with Bad Boy Records. Other boys were there to audition as well. I want to know, what was the audition for? My kids, y'all know I've told y'all, were in entertainment, like for real, not like none of it. Like they had managers and agents in New York, and we were in New York 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week, them going on auditions. And they did some pretty good things, what have you. But I want to know what this Bad Boy at 9 years old, were they auditioning to be artists for Bad Boy, or did they have a project that involved kids? I'm just wondering what was going on. All the kids were seeking TV or music careers with promises of, I'll make you a star, according to the attorney Busby. This individual was actually abused, allegedly, by Sean Combs and several other people at the studio, with the promise to both his parents and himself of getting a record deal, where there we have it, at 9. Busby shared with other Busby shared other similar stories, alleging that Combs once forced another minor to perform oral sex on him in exchange for a record deal. Another instance, an individual 15 years old at the time was flown to New York City to attend a party where she was drugged and then taken to a private room, allegedly in the presence of Mr. Combs. This female individual was R-ed, and then other individuals took turns R-ing her. The attorney further noted that the group of 120 accusers is evenly divided by males and females. We will expose the enablers who enabled this conduct behind closed doors. We will pursue this matter no matter what. We will pursue this matter no matter who the evidence implicates. The lawyer also stated that his team has collected pictures, video, and texts with evidence from the alleged assaults. During the conference, Busby warned that too many powerful people and many dirty secrets will be exposed in the upcoming days. In fact, the attorney informed some of the names involved will shock people. Busby said the dozens of allegations involve violent actual assault or R-ing, facilitated acts with a controlled substance, dissemination of video recordings, and actual abuse of minors. Busby also pointed out that the long list of accusers goes back to 1991. Busby plans to file lawsuits in various states, including Texas, California, Georgia, Florida, and New York within the next 30 days. Shortly after the press conference, Combs' legal team once again proclaimed his innocence. As Mr. Combs' legal team has emphasized, he cannot address every meritless allegation in what has become a reckless media circus, they said in a statement. That said, Mr. Combs emphatically and categorically denies as false and defamatory any claim that he actually abused anyone, including minors. He looks forward to proving his innocence and vindicating himself in court, where the truth will be established based on evidence, not speculation. Combs, 54, is currently jailed in Brooklyn, New York, after being arrested on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution 2 weeks ago. The I'll Be Missing You rapper pleaded not guilty to the charges. He was denied bail. I do believe, isn't he preparing to go to appeal and go for bail a third time? I believe I saw that. That is heavy. There is a part of me that is like, okay, are people trying to capitalize off the lawsuit, right? Because I definitely believe the victims like Cassie, all those women that have come out without even ever seeing the video. I believed that. However, I did wonder with this case, like, are they capitalizing? Now, here's my thing. If this stuff happened to them and they're capitalizing, so what? Put the word out that it happened. If it happened, he should be held accountable, period. I don't care. Because to be representing 120 victims, and he's saying he has video, the lawyer, Busby, is saying they have video and text message proof. They have evidence. I don't see how someone would come out, a lawyer would come out on behalf of 120 people and make these claims if they didn't have something, right? I don't think they would think that, oh, Cassie got paid out, he may settle other lawsuits, so we're just going to throw these in here and probably get some money. I feel like they have to have something. The lawyer said his team has collected pictures, video, and text with evidence from the alleged assaults, and warned that many powerful people and many dirty secrets will be exposed in the upcoming days. I just feel like it's got to be something to this. Again, I just don't see a lawyer taking on 120 clients with no evidence, without having something, right? My God, that stuff, it's just, anybody that was a victim or has ever been a victim, I just truly, and I know it sounds trite, right? And sounds like something you just say, but my heart just truly, for the women, the men, the children, the people that were taken advantage of. You know, people keep saying, outside of the minors, of course, group sex is not illegal and bop, 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 bop. No, You can have sex with 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 people. After 2 or 3, I would think it might get confusing, but you can have sex with whomever you want to have sex with, right? Because we're free to do whatever we want with our bodies when we make the decision to do it. People keep missing that even if they showed up to have an orgy with Puff and another person or 2 other people and he watched, they didn't show up to be drugged and wake up not remembering what happened to them, not knowing who they slept with, the stuff being laced. I don't think they signed up for that. That is illegal to drug people. And I think that's what some people are missing at times. They're just saying, oh, well, it's not illegal to have group sex. Duh. But it is illegal to drug the people that are involved in it. So I hope he gets whatever is coming to him and has to atone for these crimes that he committed. I do wonder, a part of me, I've said it before, there's a small part of me that's like, but what if he walks free? Because, they were saying how much of a powerful man he is, and we don't know who he knows and who may still be. We know our system is corrupt in multiple ways, from the way, Black people have been done in the system to the way people can be bought off. My girlfriend owns a paralegal firm, and she's now in law school. Shout out to my girl. And I'll never forget, I used to be like, I want to go down to the law library and just be in there because I love books and I love the library, just the smell of books and all that stuff. Like, I don't really like reading books on a Kindle. I remember when they first came out, my husband was like, do you want a Kindle? I like the smell of the books. I like to turn the pages. I like to walk up and down the aisles in the library. And but I remember her telling me, Taria, there is no justice. So if you're coming that like thinking about law, because I remember there was a time when I wanted to be a broadcast news journalist. And I remember growing up, though, I wanted to be a lawyer. But she was like, there is no justice. People are bought off. So a part of me wonders, is there a world in which he is that powerful that somebody higher up? Now, this is the Southern District of New York, so we know their rate is very high for winning. Their rate of conviction, right? It's in the 90s, percentage-wise. There is a part of me that wondered, is he going to end up getting off? Then there's a part of me that wonders if he testifies, is he going to get bail this time? And if so, who did he give up? The person above him. I don't know. We'll see. As of right now, I don't know if he's officially went for the 3rd time to get bail, but I do know that I read that he was definitely going to appeal the 2nd denial. So, my God, again, my heart's out to all the victims. Speaking of lawsuits, this is according to Variety. Lauryn Hill sued for fraud, breach of contract by Fugees co-founder. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me read that again. Lauryn Hill sued for fraud, breach of contract by Fugees co-founder Pras Michelle. Is that how you say that? Is that how you say his last name? Michel? It was an exclusive. Pras, a founding member of Grammy-winning hip-hop group The Fugees, is suing his bandmate Lauryn Hill in federal court for fraud and breach of contract, among other claims, over their abbreviated 2023 tour and canceled concerts a year later. In a scathing lawsuit filed Tuesday in the Southern District of New York, Pras alleged that Lauryn grossly mismanaged the setup, marketing, and budgeting of their scuttled 2023 tour, which was actually a veiled and devious attempt to make a big score for herself, the complaint states, adding that the singer then secretly siphoned off money from the tour guarantees. The full list of claims also include breach of fiduciary duty and refusal to permit an audit of the Fugees tour. In a statement to Variety, well, let me go back. So we got all that. Pras is suing Lauryn. Again, he said, basically, it was a devious attempt to make a big score for herself. He also said that she mismanaged the setup, marketing, and budgeting of their tour. Okay. And then the list of claims include breach of fiduciary duty and refusal to permit an audit of the Fugees tour. Lauryn has come out and said, not so fast. Now, I said Lauryn is talking because we know Lauryn don't. So this is according to Rolling Stone. Lauryn Hill slams Pras lawsuit as baseless, claims tour included Fugees to aid his legal fees. Hill claims Pras has yet to pay back advances and that she covered most tour expenses. Pras basically just had to show up and perform. Ms. Lauryn Hill is slamming Pras' lawsuit against her, in which he claims she mismanaged Fuji's tour and that it was a devious attempt to make a big score for herself. In a statement on Tuesday, Hill called the suit baseless, claiming that she decided to incorporate the Fugees to aid Pras' legal defense amid his court battle with the Department of Justice. Because remember, he's up for some charges. I forget exactly what they were. I believe we talked about him last year. I've been silent and pushing through because I understood that Pras was under duress because of his legal battles and that this was perhaps affecting his judgment, state of mind, and character, Lauryn wrote in a statement to Rolling Stone, claiming that the lawsuit is full of false claims and unwarranted attacks. In the suit, Pras' attorneys claim that Lauryn was taking 40% of tour guarantees and net profit while splitting the rest of the 60% with Wyclef and Pras. The attorneys allege that Pras made little money from the Fugees' 2023 arena tour since she controlled its budget, which allegedly included unnecessary and most likely fictitious expenses that seemed to be designed to lose money. In her response, Lauryn said the lawsuit notably omits that Pras was given an overpaid advance of $3 million for the last tour and that he had yet to repay substantial loans she made to him as an act of goodwill so he could pay off his legal fees. Last year's tour was put together to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, still one of my all-time favorites. Way before the record deal, streets that were in Lauryn Hill. You know, I told you I'm one of those Black people. I know 90% of the words. Anyway, it was being planned whether the Fugees were involved or not, she claimed. The tour was expanded to incorporate the Fugees because I found out that Pras was in trouble and would need money to aid to his legal defense. So it seems like she's saying a tour was put together to celebrate the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album, 25 years. She then knew that he was having legal trouble and decided to incorporate the Fugees out of the kindness of her heart, basically, so that Pras could pay for his legal defense. Lauryn added that she covered most of the tour expenses along with the advance sent to Pras. Pras has not paid back the money he was advanced and is currently in breach of this agreement, Lauryn wrote. Because my tour, band, production, and set were already happening, the Fugees set utilized the same production. I absorbed most of the expenses myself, produced the show, put together the entire set with Wyclef's participation for the Fugees and Wyclef's set, she wrote. Pras basically just had to show up to perform. Y'all, maybe that's why she be late when she goes to sing. She's got a lot on her plate, and if she's doing it by herself, y'all give her grace for being 23 to 48 hours late for her concert time. Jeez. As of the last tour, Pras thanked me for saving his life. I have the receipts, she added. Lauryn ended her bulleted statement by saying it is absolutely disheartening to see Pras in this position and pointed back to his legal troubles, which she said she had no role in. At the time of the Fugees tour, Pras was facing large legal fees over a battle with the Department of Justice after being named a co-defendant with J-Ho Low. That's funny. J-Ho, J-H-O, Low, L-O-W, who allegedly stole $4.5 billion from Malaysia's sovereign wealth fund. Pras was convicted in 2023 for acting as an agent of China, although he was never accused of participating in the theft. I was not in Pras's life when he decided to make the unfortunate decision that led to his current legal battles, Lauryn wrote. I did not advise that he make that decision, and therefore am in no way responsible for his decision and its consequences, though I have taken it upon myself to help. Despite his attacks, I am still compassionate and hope things work out for him, she added, signing the note, respectfully, MLH. In a statement to Rolling Stone following Lauryn's response, Pras's legal team called Lauryn's response to the lawsuit categorically false. If she was still responsible with the management of the tour, why has she not sent an accounting to Pras, wrote Erica Dumas, the publicist for Pras's attorney, Robert Maloney. Wow, his attorney got a publicist. Okay. Why has she refused him the ability to audit her books and records? Where did the 8-figure advance she received from Mammoth go? Ones, tens, hundred thousands, 10,000, hundred thousands, million, tens. So that's tens of millions of dollars. Most importantly, why has she not addressed the fact that she has tarnished the Fugees brand with her chronic tardiness? Well, now, in an initial statement, Milani slammed Lauren's chronic tardiness for affecting the tour and how her cancellation of such financially penalized and defrauded Pras. Wow. At the time, Lauren blamed the media and its clickbait headlines about the band's decision to cancel. Remember, she did blame the media outlets. We assert that Lauren's Miss Hills misrepresented critical financial information and concealed her intent to take an excessive 60% share of the tour's proceeds, leaving Mr. Mr. Michelle, I'm not sure how to say the last name, with only 20% instead of the group's customary 1/3 split. Pras's lawsuit also claimed that Lauren rejected a $5 million offer to play Coachella since they would be billed below No Doubt. With Pras claiming he was never told about the offer and only learned about it when it was too late. Ugh. I mean, y'all think maybe there's points to be made on both sides. A part of me, because he at the end, what the lawyer says, Pras was only going to get 20%. Lauren was going to take 60, and then Pras was going to get 20, and Wyclef was going to get 20. If this tour was already put in place, and Lauren had already absorbed the cost of the sets and the band and all that stuff, and they were going to be using it, she just added the Fugees. Does it make sense that she was getting a bigger cut if she was basically fronting the money for everything? You know, if all, like she said, all Pras had to do was show up and sing. Or did she know that adding the Fugees was going to boost and liken the chance of people coming? And because we know Lauren's track record, and it's like, girl, I'm not coming to see Lauren by herself. She ain't gonna be on time, but maybe with the Fugees, she'll be on time. A hope and a prayer, right? So I don't know. What do y'all think? It's a mess, child. Thought Pras was going to jail. Maybe he didn't have to go. I'm gonna have to look that story up because I thought we talked about it last year, but who knows, child? It's a shame. It's just like, child. Y'all think Lauren just added them out of the kindness of her heart? Let me throw the Fugees on my tour. I'm gonna absorb all the costs because so Pras is able to pay his legal fees. Do you think it was a little bit of both? She knew that they would help her with her tour, and also, okay, we're gonna do this because this is my brother. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Lauren and Pras and these shenanigans. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this law firm that's representing 120 of Diddy's alleged victims, some of which are alleged to be minors. Rich Homie Quan, his unfortunate passing and having fentanyl in his system, and James Earl Jones, not James Earl Jones, oh my gosh, which we did just lose him, John Amos passing. I just find that so sad. Like it's like we're getting to the age where we're losing people that we remember, right? You know how our parents would talk about, Marvin Gaye and just different actors of their time. You know what I mean? Like people that they were very familiar with. And now it's like we're losing people. Although I was watching reruns of Good Times, I was not there for the initial. That would be my mama. But we know we know John Amos from Coming to America with James Earl Jones and other, of course, Good Times and other things. So RIP to him, and my heart goes out to his family. Y'all let me know what y'all think about these stories. I'm going to try to come back to y'all later because, again, I'm going to hit these streets real quick, do just a little bit more, and then come back and get started watching Roni so I can get my review up on Patreon, and I will let y'all know when it's there. All right. Love y'all so much. I will talk to y'all later. See ya.